Welcome everyone. Today my topic is about cryogenic technology in aircrafts, and let's move on to the topic. Topic is cryogenic technology and its applications. Introduction. What is cryogenic technology? The main points to be discussed in this video are what is cryogenic technology, and second, brief history of cryogenic technology, and third, applications. Fourth, specific applications in rocket propellant, which is our main topic, and we will see later advantages and limitations and future of our cryogenic technology. What is cryogenic technology? In physics, cryogenics is the study of the production and behavior of materials at very low temperature, below minus 150 degrees and minus 238 degrees Fahrenheit or 123 Kelvin. The study of how to produce low temperatures. The study of what happens to materials when you have cooled them down. Brief history of cryogenic technology. The field of cryogenics advanced during World War II when scientists found that metals frozen to low temperatures showed more resistance to wear. The United States was the first country to develop cryogenic rocket engines, with RL-10 engines registered its first successful flight in 1963 and is still used on the Atlas V rocket. Then the Japanese LE-5 engine flew in 1977, French HM-7 in 1979 and Chinese YF-73 in 1984. The Soviet Union, first country to put a satellite and later a human in space, successfully launched a rocket with a cryogenic engine only in 1987. Continued. These are some photos of rockets, Russian N1 on the right and American Atlas V on the left, which are used by cryogenic engines. What about India, our country? Right now, India have got great success in this technology, but during 1991 to 92, India faced many problems to get cryogenic engine from Russia. To India, the US, Japan, and France were not agree to provide the technology or do so only at an exorbitant price, means high price. The deal violated with missile technology control regime, which was intended to prevent the spread of missile related technology, and fell foul of the US laws meant to enforce its provisions. Despite warnings from within the organization, ISRO opted to go to ahead with the import. In May 1992, the US imposed sanctions on ISRO and Glavcosmos. A year later, Russia, which received the contract after the breakup of the Soviet Union, backed out of the deal. ISRO then had no option but to develop the technology on its own. At the time, ISRO gave the impression that much of technology had already been acquired and the development would be quick. Since then, India took it as a challenge to develop own technology. After many failures, finally on 5th January 2014, India mastered this technology and became the sixth country in the world after US, Russia, Japan, France, and China to master this technology. Applications. These are used in rocket engines, electric power transmission in big cities, and used to frozen food and blood banking, infrared sensors, and used in electronics and used in X-rays. Used in rocket engine, which is our main topic. A cryogenic rocket engine is a rocket engine that uses a cryogenic fuel or oxidizer, that is, its fuel or oxidizer or both is gases liquefied and stored at very low temperatures. During World War II, when powerful rocket engines were first considered by the German, American, and Soviet engineers independently, all discovered that rocket engines need high mass flow rate or both oxidizer and fuel to generate a sufficient thrust. Various cryogenic fuel oxidizer combinations have been tried, but the combination of liquid hydrogen LH2 fuel And the liquid oxygen LOX oxidizer is one of the most widely used. First operational cryogenic engine of RL-10 cryogenic rocket. You can see it in the picture. Working of cryogenic engine. It involves a complicated staged combustion cycle to increase the engine efficiency. Hydrogen is partially burnt with a little oxygen in a gas generator. The hot gases drive a turbo pump and are then injected at high pressure into the thrust chamber where the rest of the oxygen is introduced and full combustion takes place. Before going to the gas generator, the incredibly chilly liquid, hydrogen, is used to cool the thrust chamber where temperature rises to over 3300 degrees Celsius when the engines are fired. Advantages of the cryogenic engine. High energy per unit mass. Propellants like oxygen and hydrogen in liquid form give very high amount of energy per unit mass, due to which the amount of fuel to be carried aboard the rockets decreases. Clean fuels. Hydrogen and oxygen are extremely clean fuels. When they combine, they give out only water. This water is thrown out of nozzle in the form of very hot vapor. Thus, the rocket is nothing but a high burning steam engine. It is economical. Use of oxygen and hydrogen as fuels is very economical, as liquid oxygen costs less than gasoline. Limitations of the cryogenic engine. Low temperature of propellants, complex storage, transfer systems and operations. Need of ignition system. Overall costs of propellants is relatively high. Highly reactive gases. Cryogenic are highly concentrated gases and have a very high reactivity. Liquid oxygen, which is used as an oxidizer, combines with the most of the organic materials to perform explosive compounds. So, lots of care must be taken to ensure safety. Leakage. One of the most major concerns is leakage. At cryogenic temperatures, which are roughly below 150 degrees Kelvin or equivalently minus 190 degrees Celsius or 190 degrees Fahrenheit, the seals of the containers used for storing the propellants lose the ability to maintain a seal properly. Hydrogen, being the smallest element, has a tendency to leak past seals or the materials easily. The next generation in the rocket engines. All rocket engines burn their fuel to generate thrust. If any other engine can generate enough thrust, that can also be used as a rocket engine. There are a lot of plans for new engines that the NASA scientists are still working with. One of them is the xenon ion engine. The engines accelerate ions or atomic particles to extremely high speeds to create the thrust more efficiently. NASA's Deep Space One spacecraft will be the first to use ion engines for propulsion. There are some alternative solutions like nuclear thermal rocket engines, solar thermal rocket engines, and electric rocket, etc. We are all looking forward that in the near future there will be some good technology to take us into space. You can see some of the ideal photos or ideas about cryogenic technology in the future. And I would like to finish my presentation now. Thank you.